Today we're going to find out who makes a better hybrid truck, Ford or Toyota. I'll include a link to the Carmel and Toyota and the Ford and Draper's websites in the description down below. They're providing us with both of these trucks. Let's get into it. Powering the F-150 is a twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed. It's also paired to a hybrid system. Fuel economy is 22 around town, 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 430 horsepower, 570 pound-feet of torque. Now, powering the Tundra is a twin-turbo 3.4-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed. It's also paired to a hybrid. Fuel economy is 19 around town, 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 437 horsepower and then 583 pound-feet of torque. So on paper, the Ford is more efficient, and the Toyota has slightly more power. But here's something important to note. The Ford has had a turbo V6 for many years, and Ford has worked out most of the kinks, and so the EcoBoost V6 itself is very reliable. The hybrid system with the Ford did have issues early on. Ford has claimed to have fixed those issues, but Ford basically is good with the engine. The hybrid system is kind of hit or miss. Toyota, on the other hand, has been doing hybrids for longer than Ford's been doing turbo engines, and so the hybrid system is actually likely to be extremely durable, and that's kind of what we've seen so far. It's the engine that Toyota has had issues with, the 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6, and so you kind of got to pick and choose. Do you want a reliable hybrid or a reliable engine? If you would like to be a reliable viewer, make sure you subscribe. The trucks themselves aren't perfectly comparable. This is a Platinum, that is a Limited, but they both are luxury trucks at the end of the day. Now, some other key differences between Toyota and Ford. Toyota does coil spring suspension in the back. Ford still utilizes leaf springs for most of the F-150s. The Raptor is really the only one that doesn't. Now, when it comes to bed power, I'm actually not seeing any now. I don't know if it's because of this Toyota accessory, if that kind of changes things, but yeah, it doesn't look like there's any outlets or anything in the bed of the Toyota. Ford, on the other hand, has tons of outlets and power in the bed, so pretty good system. While we're out back, the Tundra can tow over 11,000 pounds with the hybrid, and the F-150 can also tow over 11,000 pounds with the hybrid. They're within like a couple hundred pounds of each other. The Ford's a little bit lower. Now, payload with the Tundra is 1,345 pounds. With the Ford, it's 1,243 pounds. Now, it will vary package to package, but it looks like Toyota charges about $3,000 for the hybrid, whereas Ford charges about $1,900. So let's see which one performs the best. PowerBoost. Let's see how this performs. Massage seat, by the way, let's get that going. Come on. You do have to dive through quite a few menus to get the massage turned on. It's one thing that's kind of annoying. Oh, whoops. Like, why not just, you know, put a button? That's what Ram does. You just got a button on the door panel. It's like, if you're gonna offer a luxury feature in an $80,000+ truck, I think you can afford to offer a physical button to turn on that luxury feature, you know? But yeah, I mean, the seats are incredibly comfortable. The acoustic glass does help out a bit with overall noise insulation. Acoustic glass is a big thing for these pickup trucks because, you know, it's a tall vehicle, a little bit boxier, so you're gonna get quite a bit of wind, but the glass helps out with reducing that wind noise. Man, this is smooth. I mean, the PowerBoost seems to have pretty good delivery. It's smooth, and it's pretty snappy right off the bat. And you know, part of that, the base engine's got good torque. Gotta remember that about the EcoBoost, or as I like to call it, the EcoBeast. I mean, this isn't the high output, so it's, I guess it's not quite an EcoBeast. But you know, it still gets the job done. Let's now continue along. I will say you can feel the solid axle and leaf springs in the back. It does kind of bump around a bit, so it still feels like a truck. So one of the downsides with using leaf springs still in a solid axle, there's obviously a lot of benefits to a solid axle in terms of, and leaf springs in terms of longevity and rigidity and everything, but it's definitely bumpier. It's definitely bumpier. So, yeah, definitely feels truck-like over the rougher terrain. There's no hiding that, but let's see what the PowerBoost. Ooh, this thing scoots. Yeah, it puts power in, yeah, PowerBoost has power. So, quiet, it's comfortable, it's pretty fuel efficient for a pickup truck. I never thought I'd say this, but the F-150 Lightning has independent suspension all around. I think it might be time for Ford to add that to the luxury packages on the F-150. Now, I get it, like a, you know, XL work truck. You're gonna want it to be as simple and capable as possible. But something like this, like the person that buys a Platinum, they're gonna tow with it like once a year maybe, and the rest of it's daily driving. So having the independent suspension and the extra comfort that provides, I think that would be a game changer. And maybe get rid of the blue suede. I don't know if I'm sold on it. I think it's too much. And also, I mean, gotta be a pain to keep clean. I mean, at least I think it's probably a pain to keep clean. But let me know your thoughts. Well, this is gonna be blasphemy to a lot of people, but the Tundra actually kind of feels nicer inside in certain ways compared to the Ford. Here's the deal. Ford uses very soft, luxurious materials. They just don't hold up very well over time. Whereas Toyota's materials, you know, kind of a little bit rougher to the texture and maybe not quite as fancy, but I don't know. They just hold up better over the long term. And I think that's probably the most important. That's what people are looking for. So, other than that, the seats in the Ford are definitely more comfortable, that's for sure. Definitely have that advantage. Okay, I think this camera's just sitting here, so we'll just go around them. It's interesting the torque difference. Oh, it's in kilometers. I'm not gonna fiddle with it. I don't feel like it. I guess those of you that don't use Freedom units will appreciate this review since it's in kilometers today. But yeah, it's smooth. And this new limited package is actually quite nice. They've added real leather seats to it. I don't know if I really care about these more than the Softex, but it does make it feel a little bit fancier. And the truck itself, right, that's an important part of the comparison, right? This is mainly focusing on the powertrains, but you've got to like the truck, right? If you have a powertrain that you like, but the rest of the vehicle you hate, it's kind of sixes, right? I think both trucks are nice in different ways. Now this definitely feels more low end, less top end compared to the F-150 right off the bat. The F-150 feels like a very peaky top end type deal. It's got good torque on the low end, but you know, everything feels like it happens at higher RPMs. This, everything feels like it happens at lower RPMs. It's weird, it only has 13 pound-feet of torque more, but it feels like it's got a lot of torque more. So that's kind of interesting, to say the least. Yeah, definitely smooth. Definitely smooth. With the overall performance and delivery. I kind of like how this engine feels a little bit more than the Ford. They both feel really good, but this, you can tell the Ford's got to focus on being efficient versus this seems like it's got to focus on being power. And that's what actually both the manufacturers say. Is the PowerBoost is kind of more about efficiency, and then this, you know, Toyota says, oh, the hybrid's just for power. And the fuel economy difference, I think, kind of also goes with that a bit. I will say the suspension over rough terrain in the Tundra is actually better than the Ford. It doesn't bounce around so much because it's coil sprung. Yeah, see, like with a big throttle input like that, the F-150 was just boom. This, it kind of It's not as willing. Yeah, so it really seems like the Ford's got that top end power that the Tundra doesn't have. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder if it's because of the base engines. The Tundra has 389, whereas the F-150 base engine has 400. So, which one should you go for? Well, do you want a good engine or a good hybrid system, you know? It seems like the hybrid Toyotas really haven't had issues. It's the non-hybrids, so I don't think reliability, I mean, who knows, right? But I don't think reliability is going to be really an issue with the hybrid Tundra. The F-150 PowerBoost, again, it's supposed to be better, but like, is it really? Is it really? So you're kind of maybe rolling the dice with the hybrid system, but the engine's good. So it's almost like with the F-150, you kind of want to just get the regular EcoBoost, and then with the Toyota, you want to get the hybrid. Seems like that's kind of how the setup shakes out. But let me know which hybrid system you like better, but both the trucks are pretty comparable. I mean, the fuel economy is close enough, the towing's close enough, the power is close enough, and so I think it's going to come down to which truck you like better, the feel that you like better. And you know, if Ford just, I don't know, if they made their interiors feel a little bit more durable, and seriously, I mean, that F-150 has 3,000 miles on it, and you can already see wear on the interior. I think they need to improve that a little bit, and then the truck will be a little bit more appealing, in my opinion. But either way, let me know which one you'd go for. This week's giveaway is perfect for classic muscle car lovers because we have a Cuda and a Roadrunner. The Cuda produces 290 horsepower and has an automatic. The Roadrunner produces 390 horsepower and has a manual. Both of them are obviously powered by V8s. Now this particular giveaway is going to be ending fairly soon on November 2nd. So if you want to get in now and get some extra bonus entries, just use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or the pinned comment. Any donation, $25 or more, will give you 4x bonus entries.